All right, welcome to your deep dive. And today it's all about search engines.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of cool things to help us out today.
Okay,
We've got something called a knowledge organizer. It's basically like a cheat sheet for search engines.
got it.
And then we've got this really neat visual diagram of a search engine results page.
Okay, cool.
I don't know about you, but I use search engines all the time, like pretty much every day.
Oh yeah, me too for sure.
But I don't think I've ever like really stopped to think about how they actually work, you know?
It's amazing when you think about it, like how it all comes together, right?
Yeah, it really is like having access to all the information in the world at our
Yeah.
fingertips.
For real.
So our knowledge organizer gives us this definition for a search engine, and it says it's a website that helps people find information on the World Wide Web.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a good
Hmm.
start, but it doesn't really tell us how it does it, right?
Right.
Like, how does a search engine actually go out and find all that info?
Well, imagine a spider building its web across the entire internet. Like every link on every website is a thread, and the spider is this thing called a web crawler.
A web crawler.
Yeah, and it follows all those threads, all those links, gathering information about each page it visits.
So it's kind of like constantly exploring the web, even as we're talking right now.
Exactly. They're like tireless little digital librarians,
I like that.
constantly indexing content and looking for these things called keywords.
Okay, keywords, we see that in our knowledge organizer too, right?
Yeah.
What does it define those?
Yeah. It says keywords are the most important words or phrases in a search.
Okay.
So it's kind of like they're the labels on the books in this giant digital library.
Okay, I get it.
So when you type in a search query, the search engine uses those keywords to try to find the most relevant books or, web pages.
Makes sense. All right, so that's kind of the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah.
But now let's look at what we actually see as users, the search engine results page. And our diagram actually points out all the different parts, like the search bar,
Mm.
the company logo, the hyperlinks.
Mhm.
Does anything stand out to you on that page?
I mean, they all kind of tell a story, right?
Okay.
Like, take the search bar, for example.
Mm.
It's not just where you type in keywords anymore.
Right.
It's becoming more like a conversation, Like,
Right.
think about how you can now just type in full questions, like, what's the weather like today?
Oh, yeah.
Search engines are getting really good at understanding natural language and in the intent behind our searches.
Wow, so they're actually trying to figure out what we really mean,
Exactly.
not just what we're typing.
Yeah,
That's pretty impressive.
totally. And then there's the company logo,
Oh, right.
It's kind of a reminder that different search engines have different algorithms.
Right.
So they all prioritize information in different ways.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, like Google might show you different results than Bing, even if you search for the same thing.
So the search engine we choose actually shapes what we see.
Yep.
I never really thought about it that way.
It's true. And then, of course, you have those hyperlinks.
Yeah, the hyperlinks.
Those are like the doorways to the information, right?
Right.
Every click takes you down a rabbit hole of discovery, but not all rabbit holes are created equal.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Some might lead you to credible sources, while others, well, maybe not so much.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And this actually brings us to that big red flag we see waving in our diagram.
Oh,
The danger of fake news.
right.
So how do we define that? What is fake news?
Well, our knowledge organizer says fake news is false stories that appear to be news often spread on the internet or using other media.
Okay,
But it's not always like outright lies.
right.
It can also be information that's presented in a misleading or manipulative way.
Oh, so it's designed to kind of trick us.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do we avoid falling for these traps? Especially when we're clicking through all these hyperlinks and going down these rabbit holes.
Well, that's where critical thinking comes in. You got to be a bit of a web detective.
Okay, I like that.
Let's actually take a look at those dino websites from our knowledge organizer.
Yep.
Like, imagine you're searching for information about Apatosaurus, right?
Yeah.
And you come across a website called London_Apatosaurus.
London_Apatosaurus.
Yeah, and it promises a glimpse of a live Apatosaurus in London, but for a fee.
That sounds a little fishy to me.
Right, that should raise some red flags.
Yeah.
Like, does that seem like a credible source of information?
Probably not.
Probably not, right?
Okay, so what else do we have on this list of dino websites?
Well, there's Kapowverse, which has a Dinosaurs Go section.
Okay.
We've got Dino.Earth, which is focused on T-Rex and Jurassic history.
Okay.
There's a dinosaur directory and a Jurassic timeline.
So we've got a lot of different options here.
Yeah, we do. And that's the thing with search engines.
Right.
They give us so much information, but it's up to us to figure out what's reliable.
So we really do have to be those web detectives you were talking about.
Exactly. You got to ask yourself some questions.
Like what?
Well, like, which of these sources seems most credible?
Oh, yeah.
For example, would dino.earth, which is all about dinosaurs,
Yeah.
be more likely to have accurate information than London_Apatosaurus?
Right, which is trying to sell you something.
Exactly.
Okay, so what other clues might we look for to figure out if a website is trustworthy?
Well, you can look at things like the author's credentials,
Okay.
the date the information was published,
All right.
whether the website is biased towards a particular point of view.
So it's really about being observant and thinking critically.
Exactly. You know, search engines are incredible tools for exploring this vast digital world,
They are.
but it's up to us to use them responsibly and think critically about the information we find.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
It's like we've been handed this incredible map to a world of knowledge,
Right.
but we have to be careful which paths we choose.
That's a great analogy.
So next time you're online, remember the complex system that's working behind the scenes to bring you all those search results.
Yeah.
But more importantly, remember that you are the ultimate judge of the information you encounter.
You got it.
Happy searching, everyone.
Happy searching.
All right, thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been fun.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.